another video. Today I'm going to read Frog and Friends Outdoor Surprises by Eve Bunting, illustrated by Josie Macy. I hope you like this book, so let's get started. Frog and Friends Outdoor Surprises by Eve Bunting, illustrated by Josie Macy. Frog and the Pond Singers. One day, Frog told Raccoon, "We should have a singing concert." "Great idea," Raccoon said. "We know a lot of good songs." Raccoon and Possum and Rabbit and Squirrel and Chameleon and Little Jumping Mouse liked the idea too. "We will tell everyone." They scratched out signs on the ground that pointed toward the pond. "Concert at the pond at sunset, the day after the day after the day after tomorrow." They asked the birds to help spread the word. Frog asked the crickets to sing with them. They practiced and practiced. Squeal, squeak, chirp, croak, yelp, beep, and hum-dee-dee. Their voices went well together. On the night before the concert, Frog was excited. He was also worried. His throat was sore. He gargled with pond water. He knew honey was good for sore throats. He ate 2 honeybees. He asked Raccoon to tie his pretty blue scarf around where his neck would be, if he had a neck. Chameleon brought him hot soup with 4 fat flies in it. "Chicken soup is good for colds," he said. "Fly soup is better for sore throats." Nothing helped. The next day, Frog tried to sing. His hum-dee-dee had vanished. So sad. At sunset, there was a crowd. The pond singers were ready. Frog hung his head. "I cannot sing," he told them. "My throat is so sore." Possum stroked his back. "Do not be sad," she said. "Come and stand with us anyway." There was a clapping of paws and a stomping of feet from the ground. The pond singers started to sing. "We want Frog," the crowd yelled. "Sing, Frog, sing." Frog croaked as loud as he could. "I cannot sing. I have a frog in my throat." The crowd clapped. "Funny, funny." Frog smiled. "I can still play baseball," he croaked. "I like baseball and I like to catch pop flies." He stuck out his long, sticky tongue. The crowd shouted, "Funny, funny!" Frog smiled again. This was good. When the concert was over, Possum stepped up. The singers were Raccoon, Squirrel, Chameleon, Rabbit, Little Jumping Mouse, the Fearless Crickets, and me, Possum. The singers bowed. "And," Possum said, "the jokes were by Frog." There was more cheering. Frog bowed too. He had been a part of it after all, and that made him very happy. Frog and the Baby Bird. One day there was a big wind. The water in Frog's pond made little waves. It was fun to jump through them. Frog was happy to think of Raccoon and Possum and Rabbit and Chameleon and Squirrel and Little Jumping Mouse safe and snug in their homes. He looked around. There were tree branches on the ground and lots of leaves. But there was something else. Frog hopped out of his pond. He went to see what the something else was. It was a bird's nest, and there was a baby bird inside it. Oh no, Frog thought. The nest has blown down from the tree. Do not worry, baby bird, he croaked. We will take care of you. Frog showed his friends the baby bird. It needs its mother, Possum said. It needs to be warm, Raccoon said. I could bundle it in my pretty blue scarf, Frog said. Just then a robin flew down from the tree. She flew around the nest. She was crying, "My baby, my baby!" Frog was so sorry for the mother bird. Then he had an idea. "Squirrel," Frog said, "you could climb the tree. You could take the nest back up." "Oh my," Squirrel said, "I need all my paws to climb. I might fall." "Please, please," the mother bird begged. "Some other animal may come along. It may not be as kind as you are. My baby needs to be safe in the tree." Squirrel scratched his head. "Oh, all right, I will try." Thank you, Squirrel." The mother bird swooped over. She kissed Squirrel's head. Squirrel picked up the nest. "Careful, careful," the mother bird cried. "Do not drop it." Squirrel said, "I will try to not drop the nest, and I will try to not drop me." He began to climb. Frog and Possum and her little ones and Raccoon and Rabbit and Chameleon and Little Jumping Mouse stood under the tree. Up, up, up Squirrel went. "We will catch you if you fall," Frog shouted. Possum sent her little possums away. "If Squirrel falls on you, he will squash you," she told them. "Shoo, shoo!" The mother bird twittered around Squirrel's head. "Do not drop my baby," she chirped. "Be careful." "Do not bother me," Squirrel said. "Where shall I put the nest?" "Here." Mama bird showed him a branch. Squirrel set the nest down carefully. "Phew," he muttered. "Hooray! Hooray! Well done," his friends called up. "Thank you, Squirrel," Mama bird said. She snuggled in the nest, close to her baby. Squirrel felt good. It was even better when Squirrel came down. His friends rushed to clap him on the back. "You are a hero," they told him. "It was Frog's idea," Squirrel said. Frog smiled. That was true. He often had good ideas. Frog and the Big Scary Story. It was midnight. Frog and his friends sat around the pond. "Will you tell us a story, Little Jumping Mouse?" Squirrel asked. "It is midnight, so I will tell you a scary story," Little Jumping Mouse said. It was dark. There was a half moon. There were lots of shadows. "Once upon a time," Little Jumping Mouse began. "That is how all good stories start," Possum told the others. "Once upon a time, there were 7 friends," Little Jumping Mouse said. "Like us," Frog agreed. "But we also have my little possums," Possum reminded them. "That is true." The 7 friends sat around a pond. "Like us," Rabbit said. Suddenly, there was a big noise. Little Jumping Mouse went on. "It came from out of the dark." Frog shivered. "Ooh, creepy." The big noise came closer, Little Jumping Mouse said. Her voice is creepy now, too. closer and closer and closer. Possum peered into the dark around them. Then a big giant something came out of the shadows. Little Jumping Mouse said. Oh, 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 Raccoon howled. I am getting too scared. I hear the big scary something, Squirrel said. He is under the trees. He is coming. You only think you hear him, Frog said, but he was shaking. He told himself it was just because it was cold out of the water. There was a thumping sound. Chameleon made himself brown, the color of the dirt. That way the big scary something will not see me, he said. Possum put her paws over the eyes of her little ones. A big scary black shadow stood in the grass. Run! Frog yelled. Jump! Scamper! Hop! Climb a tree! It is this big scary something! Suddenly, a big voice said, Do not run. I came out for a night walk. I heard the storyteller. I love stories. May I sit with you? Frog gave a happy hop. It is only Hippo, he told the others. You know him. He is our friend from the little zoo. He can come out of the zoo anytime he wants to. I was not scared, Raccoon told Hippo. You were too, Squirrel said. You howled. I think I do not like scary stories, Chameleon said. Where are you? Squirrel asked. Over here, hiding in the dirt, Chameleon said. Rabbit fanned herself with a leaf. Will you tell us a not scary story, Jumping Mouse? She asked. Oh, please. Hippo sat down beside them. I will tell you a story about a cow who jumped over the moon, Little Jumping Mouse said. They sat together listening. It was a good story. I like a story with a happy ending like that, Rabbit said. They were not scared anymore. They lay down together to sleep. Frog curled up next to Big Hippo. It was nice to have a big friend to sleep over with after a scary story. The end. I hope you like this book. So if you like this book, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Bye bye everyone. See you in the next video.